welcome to a semi-live show. For those of you on Twitch, it's live. For those of you on YouTube watching this later, it's not. It's a recording. So I'm out in my backyard again, and I've got the lovely view out here. I've got one of my neighbors across the way over there. Seems like he's just fired up his pressure washer, and he's washing his house. So let's talk about some other things. First off, today's show, it got rearranged again and everything, and it kind of put me in a bad mood trying to get the show up and running today and failing at that. And I decided that, Marky in a bad mood is not a mood. Bad mood. That's even worse. In a bad mood is not very good for good game shows. But it is better for talking about things and ranting. So let's start off with how I got here today, which is kind of related. So one of the games that I was going to do today, it's in alpha, and it is so I got to give them slack on any errors that happen because it's alpha, and it wasn't working. So I couldn't make it work. I tried for 2 hours this morning to make it work right, and I just couldn't without making hardware changes in my computer. And I really don't think that I should have to do that. And so now he's doing his gutters. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And there's a little bit of wind. We've got Hurricane Isaiah that this afternoon should produce some rain here. Right now, though, it is very clear, as you can see. There's not hardly any clouds in the sky, so that's very hard to hear with wind. Oh, really? And planes? Yeah, well, hopefully, here I'll turn up my voice a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy. It's not really windy right now, but there can be some wind. So anyway, way back when Kickstarter came out, a lot of different games put up their stuff on there about how glorious their game was going to be. There's been many games. Some of them launched, some of them not. Like Shroud of the Avatar was really big on there. It is fully launched. Legends of Aria did well on there. It's fully launched. Crowfall did very well on there, and it is probably launching this year. And then there's like Star Citizen Forever, which we're all going to be Star Senior citizens by the time it launches. Side note, did you guys see that Star Citizen published a roadmap to get to their roadmap? Yeah. And so, anyway, one of the things that Kickstarter did as a change was they made it so that a requirement of doing a software launch on Kickstarter meant that you had to have some sort of product you could put in people's hands within like 30 days of finishing, something like that. Or maybe even a playable demo right at the time of the Kickstarter, which caused something very interesting to happen. And that is that it caused this need for having games or applications usable by the end user by the time that they're doing the Kickstarter. But you're doing the Kickstarter typically when it's very early, very, very early. And so like Legends of Aria went through this, and so the game that they had whenever they launched on Kickstarter that was playable right after that was completely different than what they have now. What they have now is a whole generation technology upgrade and everything. It's much, much different. And so that's one side effect of it. But another side effect of it is that you can have games that are in early access or in alpha forever. And a good example of that is Star Citizen. So Star Citizen, you know, they've come out with these different little play modules and everything of you know what they think is going to be, you know, tide people over, and in many cases generate more money. Oh my God! Oh, that's a car or something. I thought somebody was about firing up a chainsaw on the other side of the lake. Maybe it was a little motorcycle. Anyway, so they have the. I'm going to move this a little bit closer here and readjust this, just so you can hear a little bit better. So what they have is these playable games. They're like mini games. And they haven't come out with the full MMO yet. And that's really what I've been waiting for. And so we've got this problem where games are coming out too early. And let's take a look at some other games that have maybe done it more right. Like Ark. Ark, when it came out, it said it was in beta or whatnot. But when it came out, and it, by the way, did not do a Kickstarter fundraising. It had other money for its development. And when it came out, it was very, very playable right from the start. And it was in many ways exactly what you would expect from buying a game. So way back when I started playing games, which was really a long time ago, you know, I was there first generation, you know, video games, you know, Atari and stuff like that. Atari, there was no, you know, early access stuff or anything like that. But when we got games and you went to GameStop or EB Games or wherever, and you picked that stuff up, you knew that it was a finished product. Sometimes there would be a patch that you had to do right away, but in most cases, back then, we didn't have internet access, and not having that internet access meant they had to deliver you a product that worked. Blue Donut Online is now... Huh. Thanks for the follow. Oh, I didn't know that was going to come up in the middle of the screen. How about that? All right. Thank you for the follow. And it came up so big it couldn't even show the whole thing. I'm doing this on my cell phone. So if stuff is shit, you just have to deal with it. So back then they had to deliver a game that would actually, you know, work. And and having it actually work is right off the bat is a very hard task, and it takes a long time. Games nowadays, though, take a lot longer in development than they used to. Did you know that the old Atari games, that, you know, the cartridges, did you know that they were like a couple weeks to a month that they put those out? I mean, holy cow. I mean, they were much simpler games back then and everything, but and we thought that, you know, like World of Warcraft, they did like 5 years of development before we saw it, and we're thinking, holy cow, that is so much time. And now we've got, you know, Star Citizen Forever, which is at the 7-year mark, I think, and they still haven't released the game, or it hasn't gone online. And I don't like wasps. Good, he went away. he was flying straight towards me. If you saw my eyes get really big, that was because he was flying towards me. So, Star Citizen, you know, I'm waiting for the point where they are online and not going to do any wipes. And so, but who knows when that's going to be? I really don't know. That one's a really big disappointment. I was an hour one backer on Kickstarter for that. So, you know, but that didn't, that hasn't panned out well for me so far. So, that's okay though. Win some, you lose some. So now we got in other news, Hurricane, I think it's called Isaiah. Yeah, I think it's Hurricane Isaiah. And it is, I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's going up the east coast of Florida, and I don't know where it's at right now, but I know that we're supposed to start getting some of the weather bands from it later today, maybe late afternoon, and it's going to be I don't know, it's Hurricane 1, and it's on the other side of the state, so it's the eye of it is going to be about 250 miles away or so, and so it won't affect us very much here. We'll get a little bit of wind. We'll get I don't know, maybe 15-20 mile an hour winds. It's really not very much. So, but the East Coast is bracing for it, and so, you know. Did you guys hear about the Twitter hacks where, like, former President Obama, Elon Musk, Biden, several others got their Twitter accounts hacked, and all at the same time, and what the hackers posted was doubling your money in Bitcoin. They're like, you send us Bitcoin and we'll double it in, I don't know, however long, and send it back. It's totally like the Jita scam. And it turns out that one of the perpetrators, who is 17 years old, oh, and by the way, they sent stuff to Coinbase, which of course you have to use your real name and information and everything to set up accounts there, so it's very easy to trace. But they, one of them's here in Tampa. So, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I hate how that comes up in the middle of the screen. I'm gonna have to change that later. So one of them is, yeah, right here in Tampa, 17. They did social engineering, and so basically what they did was they got one of the staff at Twitter to give them access. And I don't know what internally all that was, but it's kind of funny because it was the same thing I wonder if they play Eve. It was the same thing of double your ISK and Jita. Exact same thing. So, yeah, that's pretty funny. And yeah, so 3 people charged on that. Yeah. So, did you see Ninja's new plans? Now, I don't know if this is real or not, but did you see Ninja's new plans? That he wants to go be in Hollywood? Yeah. Yeah, he wants to go make films and television. It seems to me that he's really good at what he does on live shows, and I don't know why he doesn't continue to do that. Since Mixer closed, him and Shroud have not really been broadcasting anyplace, and Dr. Disrespect, who knows what he's doing. You know, 3 of some of those popular streamers have been quiet for the last month. And it's really kind of strange, isn't it? Wouldn't you think that you would want to keep your momentum going? Much needed holiday? Sure. So post that you're going to take 30 days off, rest and relax, and then you'll be back. You know? I don't disagree with them getting a holiday because the Twitch grind, the streamer grind, it's real. I mean, I know what happens when I don't do my regular type of shows. I see the numbers and everything. New platform coming? You know, I don't think so, but rumors have been that Spotify is going to have a new platform. And so, you know, I don't know. So, but that's been the primary rumor, is that Spotify would have would be where they're going. And that's part of the rumor of why Dr. Disrespect was kicked from Twitch. Although it also is the rumors are that it was something to do with, sexual impropriety or whatever, which these days on Twitch can be you say the wrong thing about the wrong person in the wrong way, and you can be banned from Twitch. And it's it's certainly not free speech. Yeah, certainly not free speech. But, Twitch is a private platform, so they can do what they want. And I don't know, all three of them are people that I've watched before. And Dr. Disrespect, my wife can't stand him. I've watched him a few times. He's very much like watching, pro wrestling in the 80s or 90s. Except he's playing video games. So, so the question a little bit ago, did I get the Switch? Yes, I talked about it a little bit in the show yesterday, and it works just excellent. So, let's see. I'm looking at what else is going on in the news right now. Did you see the stuff with Congress? So it was really funny. In Congress, can I link the model of the Switch? No. I don't have it in front of me. Sorry. It's an IO Gear Switch. I don't remember the name either. Again, I don't have it right in front of me. So, we linked to it on the previous show and stuff, and on the show before that. But yeah, sorry, I don't have it in front of me. So the let's see here. DMCA and Congress and Jeff Bezos being grilled by Congress about Twitch. I don't know if you guys saw this. It was in the news a little bit. I happened to watch it live. And so Congress was grilling Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Apple, let's see, Google, and Facebook, Zuckerberg, and they were all being grilled about how they are taking over the world online. And the fact is that I kind of approve of everything they've been doing, but the questions, some of the questions were really interesting. So on Twitch, so Jeff Bezos was asked about Twitch, about whether or not he was, what their policy was on the DMCA stuff and how it was hurting the little guy. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, hurting the little guy, it's there to protect the little guy. But Congress was getting on his case about actually them giving strikes to people and taking videos down. And I was thinking to myself, well, what about because what the congressman wanted him to do was he wanted him to actually come up with a way to allow them to use whatever and to figure out how to monetize it so that the artist who does the music or whatnot gets payment as well. But the way everything's set up, you currently can't have it both ways. And it's really funny about how they were getting on them about that. And then Google. I think current CEO, I think his name is Ajit Pai, and he was grilled about the whole coronavirus stuff and the fake doctors. Well, they're real doctors, but the fake message that they gave that was a political statement, especially the one who's the doctor who was like, you can get sick from demon spawn and stuff like that. And so it was kind of funny because one congressman grilled him on the fact that they were taking those down. They also grilled Zuckerberg and they talked about it on Twitter too, but I don't think the Twitter guy was there. And so they talked about how they were taking those down and punishing accounts for people who posted that stuff. And then another congressman was, okay, so you guys have been taking these things down, and they really should stay up. And another congressman was, no, you guys needed to act quicker on taking them down. Like on YouTube alone, apparently the stuff got 100 million views before it was taken down, and Facebook was counted in that as well. It's just really crazy. Congress, when you watch Congress and you watch them doing, sounds almost like politics. It is. And when you watch Congress and you watch them talking about the different things, each congressperson has their own agenda. And so they're not really there to get to the truth of the matter. They are there to promote whatever agenda that they have. And so one of them had an agenda that was no child labor. And I get it. And it's really weird how the social sites and stuff really don't have very much to do with that, but they're really getting on to Amazon about it. And so they asked, like, what's your policy about child labor? And all of them pretty much were like, we have a policy where we do not support anything that's child labor made. And but then the one congressman, and it was really kind of out of context, said, okay, so will you verbally say that you support to not allow any child labor? And he made all of them go through and answer, and they all answered yes. And I thought that was pretty interesting. That was good, but it was really so much off topic at the same time. But it goes back to, what's the agenda? So, yeah. Kelwink, yes, there is a subcode, !Discord. And you link up your Twitch to Discord, and within an hour a new thing appears that is a new group that's subs only, and in the header of that one has the actual discount code. We put it there so that we can change it, and if it changes, then you can go back there and look for the new one. So anyway, the whole Congress thing, I don't know. I wish, I know politics are necessary, but I wish we could just affect change without it being so political. Kind of like, going even deeper down the rabbit hole, of politics, like what's been happening in Portland. And the, so Portland, really, Portland's my home city. That's where I grew up. And so I read the articles about stuff that's going on there and everything, and the protesters that have been out there were like 100 strong each night. And then the feds got sent in, and then it ballooned up to 5,000 strong every night. And so much more trouble and everything. And just absolutely crazy. But on that note, I have to give such props to Portlanders for doing really crazy things, like figuring out, like, all the moms out there lining up, separating themselves from the cops, from the protesters, so they can peacefully protest. All of the veterans going out there and doing the same thing, helping with that. And then shit like dressing up in hockey gear and having a hockey stick, and when the police shoot tear gas, they run out there and they slap it back to the cops. And the groups of people bringing leaf blowers, and whenever the tear gas comes out, they're blowing it back at the cops. I mean, a wall of leaf blowers. Isn't that so creative? I tell you that if I were in Portland still, that I would probably have by now attended one or two of those protests. So, stand up for the people, most definitely. Let's see here. I'm looking at the news stuff currently. Another headline: the mastermind of the Twitter hack just out of high school. Cruise ships, man, they're having a hard time. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe not too much more in the news today. So, Amazon Video streaming has doubled from 2019. Yeah, and the constant headline I keep seeing is that Dr. Disrespect might sue Twitch. Okay, so sue him. I don't know, it's not him that's posting these. So, yeah. Yep. Google or Chrome has a new password manager. I actually looked at it. I thought about it a little bit. One thing it doesn't support is it doesn't really support offline or applications that are not in Chrome. So you couldn't use it with Firefox, let's say, or you couldn't use it for your game accounts. Yeah. The one I use with game accounts and stuff. It won't autofill them, but it keeps all the information. Yeah. All right. Well, so we'll do the show on Tuesday. We'll have a show, and we'll announce the giveaway winner, which is Plex for last month, and the new giveaway is up right now, ! Giveaway, and Purple Polo Player, you will protest by unfollowing, supporting criminal anarchists. No, I don't support anything criminal. I support the right to voice your opinion and be heard. I do not support the right to firebomb any place or to cause damage or destruction. I do not support that at all. So, and I didn't say that. I just said I would be down there and that I was proud of the leaf blowers and the hockey guys and the moms and the veterans. So that was not at all what I said. So there's a new giveaway up, and the new giveaway is an actual ship model. It is a Minmatar Tempest ship model, and it is it's very fragile. It's we've managed to ship every one of these that we've given away. Has arrived undamaged. So yeah, and we'll ship it anywhere in the world, so you can get in on that. Then I also want to say that we made a huge change in our Crowfall stuff for Trusted Trader. We dropped the prices on everything by 20 to 45%. And so, hey, Kelwink just gifted a sub. Thank you for that. I'm not at my other computer to do any of the gold stuff or whatnot, but I'll give that later. Thank you for that. So we dramatically lowered the prices of the Trusted Trader stuff, including you can get castles and stuff now much cheaper. We only have limited supply. I'll be sending out a newsletter about this after the show today, so that'll get to you in the next few hours. And we have limited supply. If you've been on the fence about Crowfall, go look in the Trusted Trader section, because we have accounts there now that are Kickstarter all the way through 2017 versions, and they are greatly reduced in price. So I'm happy about that, and because I really want to make sure that Crowfall is successful and everything. Crowfall is, you know, Game of Thrones meets EVE Online, and I think it's going to be really good. So, but it is still early access, but it is launching this year. So, all right. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you all for being here today. Next show will be Tuesday, and if we're lucky, I'm going to have something very interesting to show you on Tuesday in Shroud of the Avatar. And then I think Wednesday I rescheduled the stuff for Element. So if you like getting together and doing some team play, we're going to do a couple hours of that on the show on Wednesday. Okay, take care everybody, be safe, and wash your hands, nerds.